Pretty delusional.
Charlie Kirk creams a race-baiting college professor. Guys, you're not going to want to miss this. This is a good one. I don't know about you, but I always love to see Charlie Kirk absolutely hand it to somebody, especially when it's a college professor specifically, because unlike the students, these people are smart, or at least in theory they are. Obviously, they aren't always as smart as they think, as we're going to see right in a moment. And I think it makes for a more fair and interesting matchup, and it really lets the best of the best with those two ideologies face off. So I really enjoy that. I think you're going to like it too. And we're going to get right into it. But first, everybody, help me out, all right? Do me a big favor over here. Like our video, share it around, and if you're new, subscribe to the Resistance YouTube channel so we can keep bringing you guys this hard-hitting content. And for those of you who are returning, thank you so much. We're so glad to have you back. As always, everybody, I'm your host, Darian. Let's get into the show.
Given the concerns you've expressed about censorship and interference with free speech, I wonder how you view the laws in Florida and other states that restrict what professors can teach about racism in the classroom. I mean, obviously you disagree with the doctrines you teach, but why, would you extend to them the same right to free speech that you advocate for everybody else?
No, I mean, it's a matter of curriculum, right? So I would ask the question, should we teach the flat earth theory in physics, right? Should we teach bloodletting in biology? Should we teach lobotomies in medical school? Or should we teach eugenics and ethics? No, there's some ideas that are so reprehensible and provably wrong, they shouldn't be in anywhere close to an academic environment. Now, a professor obviously has the freedom of speech to say what he or she wants individually, but from a curriculum standpoint, from what you're able to measure or test, to say that all of a sudden we're going to teach that race matters, that somehow that people are suffering from a pandemic of whiteness, as Coca-Cola would say, or just critical theory or critical race theory, no, that has no place in an educational environment, because in an educational environment, it's less about really the opinion of the teacher or the opinion of the student. It's the pursuit of the soul and the entire being of the student towards truth, goodness, and beauty. And so you must have a teleological destination for that. Yes, a follow-up.
Just one follow-up, which is, so you would say that the idea that...
To Charlie Kirk's point, here's a question where I think both the right and the left, amusingly enough, might find some agreement. At least most people who identify that way. Can we have professors in university teach students that the soldiers of a certain mustached man who lived in Germany in the 1940s should be revered and treated as great people, heralded as heroes, and taught to be an example to follow? Something tells me that professor over there would say no. And same with most people, whether they're left-wing or right-wing. Well, why not? It's free speech after all, right? If we don't let them say those kinds of things, we're restricting their speech. We're anti-free speech. We're anti-First Amendment. Obviously, nobody actually believes that, right? At the end of the day, in a society, there are certain things you tolerate and don't tolerate, especially in an academic setting where the taxpayer is being forced to fund something, like in the example of public universities. Point being that it's not so simple as, well, you're pro-free speech, you let them say whatever, and you're anti-free speech if you don't let them say whatever. And by the way, these left-wingers, we all know that none of them, I repeat, none of them would even think about allowing somebody with, say, very far-right conservative views to be a professor at a university. Think about it. They always get fired immediately.
Yes, a follow-up.
Just one follow-up, which is, so you would say that the idea that there's systemic racism in this country is as off base as the idea that the earth is flat, and as provably wrong as the idea that the earth is flat?
Yes, I mean, I would ask you, how are we systemically racist?
Well, I mean, we can have a long discussion, but I'm a journalist. I don't think it's a place for it. But
yeah, okay. He's a journalist who's got no bias or agenda whatsoever, just like Joe Biden is a good president who's managing the American economy well. Wait a second. Hold up. Biden's economy is terrible, guys, but luckily there are some things you can do about it. One of those things is invest in precious metals, namely with Goldco. Guys, Goldco is a great company. They're highly rated. All well happy. Gold.com.
Scholarly with the professor?